Welcome to TermHub. This short video covers core features and what to do when you first log in. After you log in, you'll be on this dashboard page. This is a summary of what's available in your account. I'm logged into a demo account here, so I have public projects and a few projects that I've created in my organization. This video here is available, which is the one that you're watching. We have commonly used features, which are hot links to key features in the application. So view the terminology catalog, or the map set catalog, see the preview features, or create a new project. And then the section down here lists the organizations that your user is currently part of. With a paid account, we activate your organization for the duration of the license term, which allows all users connected to that organization to continue to use the full TermHub features. On the header here, we have a few things that you can click on. First is resources. So this takes you to a collection of resource links to help you learn more about TermHub and related information. So this video, using the browser and the API, our developer tools, some Fire documentation, and a few other things. Also on the header here, you can go to the terminology catalog. At its core, TermHub is a repository of clinical, payer, and research terminology content. Long term, we will onboard all available versions of all the terminology mapping and value set information that we can find. That's code systems, concept maps, and value sets in Fire parlance. We're actively onboarding new content and will continue to do so for the foreseeable future. This page is a catalog of content that's available. So here we have a list of terminologies. You can also see a list of mappings and a list of value sets that are available and toggle between them. If we take a look, you can search this. So if we go look at LOINC, you can get to details about the terminology. So we have a description, some various information about it, a history of the versions that are available. It's defaults to the latest, some statistics about this terminology, and other information, as well as a view into the metadata model. You can look at the history, comparisons against the previous version, and you can see a preview of the content and search into it. There's other ways of looking at this content that we'll get into later. On the sidebar over here, there's also organizations. Unless you specified an organization when you signed up, you'll start with a default org, which you can then edit, add additional users to, choose an icon for, and various other features. So you can do that by editing your organization with this button up here. Another key feature is projects. When you log in to TermHub, you'll have availability to these public projects, which are built around individual terminologies that let you interact with their capabilities. To really make full use of TermHub, you're going to want to create your own projects. And you can do that by watching this video here that you get when you click the New Project button. Public projects demonstrate features for individual terminologies, including key ones for US healthcare, ICD, LOINC, ARCS-norm, and SNOMED. So let's have a look. This is what a project details page looks like. From here, you have access to our native TermHub API, as well as Fire R4 and R5, and will continue as Fire advances versions to support the later versions as well. From within the screen, you can watch a short video that explains how to use this project. And then there's two other features here. One is a terminology browser that allows you to come in and search content and see a report of the concept information here on the right, including the names of this concept, any definitions, parents, children, relationships, the hierarchy, a little view, and when you have projects configured with subset members or mappings, then you'll see additional information there. Coming back to the project here, we also have a bulk search feature, which has a video that explains how to use it and lets you put in a bunch of terms or a bunch of codes and perform matches against those things where you can tune some of what happens and how it searches. This is a very useful feature when you're trying to look up codes for a bunch of different terms. The other thing that's of interest is this preview features project, which is also accessible from the dashboard if you click on try preview features. This is a set of demonstrators for functionality that we're considering incorporating. There's some terminologies that are set up in this project, but if you click this try new features link, you can sort of see what the different options are. And there's sample data that you can provide that demonstrate how to use this feature. Let's do a quick one here. So you can paste these things in and perform search. This does a generic uh, for brand names. So you put in brand names and it gives you generic. So here you can see aspirin is not a brand name, so there's no match. But Excedrin has acetaminophen, aspirin, and caffeine in it. So just kind of a way of showing the kinds of things that you can do with terminologies when you leverage the full knowledge graph of everything. Now let's look at a couple of things for more technical audiences. TermHub is developer friendly. We have the APIs available from within the individual projects, as well as this open public TermHub in 5 minutes project that provides tutorials in a number of languages. So Bash, curl, and some other things, including Fire examples and a Postman collection. And it walks you through some basic things that you might want to do with TermHub from an API perspective. The idea here is that once you have an account, that's all you need to run these things. They operate against a sandbox project that's one of the public projects in TermHub and reveals the capabilities on a limited set of data, which you can then reuse for your own projects to build applications on top of TermHub itself. Additionally, we have a local runtime container called Open TermHub. So this is a way of essentially deploying TermHub into your local infrastructure. The cloud service is there and always operates. You can set up a project and create a collection of terminologies that you're interested in, then assign that project an API key, which then lets you load a Docker container. It syndicates content from the mothership, the cloud service, and makes that available in a thin Docker container that uses pure Lucene indexes and relies on no additional infrastructure to operate. And it supports a Fire API as well as native APIs. And you can see a version of that at open-termhub.terminology.tools. This is a version of the browser that accompanies this with Swagger UIs for the API aspects and has a load of the sandbox content. That's all we're covering in this video. Thank you very much for joining us on a short walkthrough of TermHub features.